Hello, hello, hello. My name's Elder, and welcome back to The Open Debate. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I had been discussing a little bit yesterday on my live stream, but didn't want to go too far in. But upon further thought and review, I feel as though it's something that I should discuss, and I feel as though something that needs to be discussed. So I came across this video actually on Facebook yesterday morning, and when I saw it, I initially had a lot of mixed feelings and felt compelled to say something about the way youth seem to be handling conflict today. Now, I know that everybody grows up differently and has different experiences, but when dealing with authority, I do not think that the best way to go about yourself is to completely disregard everything that they have to say. I understand the idea around being someone who disagrees with... Does it sound okay? Sounds good. Who disagrees with authoritarianism. I completely wholeheartedly disagree, but there's a proper way to go about things. And when I saw this video, I 100% thought that this young man had done something to dramatically alter his own life, if not end it, and somebody else's. So before we get started, if you want to help support the channel or have your voice heard, you can always donate to Super Chat and have a message pop up on the screen. It'll look something like this. No? Uh-oh. Well, looks like that's not happening today, boys and girls. What's up? I'll put a link in the description below if you would like, and it should pop up. Anyways, we're going to be reviewing this video that I saw yesterday, and I want to know what you guys have to say about it, what you think, how you feel, and yeah, I just want to know what is going on in your minds and if you feel the same as I do. So let's get into the video before I discuss this article that has been put out around what's going on here. So I'll turn down this music. I'll hop over here. And where are we? That was something for a little bit later, boys and girls. So yeah, pretty graphic. I should have probably given you a bit of a warning before that, but you should be forewarned when you hop on the channel that this is a place where we will be discussing things that are not always that are more than likely going to be sensitive. They are not always politically correct. Health of the video is low. It's getting better. You never know what's going to happen with these live streams, boys and girls. So that's the video that I saw the other morning when I hopped on Facebook. And just judging by what you saw there, I'm sure that you can make an assumption for yourself that it seems as though something very negative has happened, right? And this is in California. So I'll get into the news article and explain a little bit more about what actually happened. and it's titled, Video Shows Man Seized California Deputy's Gun, Shot at Her in Violent Attack. There's no possible way that this video could ever be monetized, so if you want to help support the channel, links in description. So, Victorville, California is where this happened. Officers shot and wounded a man who was caught on camera seizing a deputy's gun and firing at her in Victorville, California, Wednesday, September 4th. The incident was one of two deputy shootings that ended with hospitalization Wednesday morning, according to San Bernardino County Sheriff's officials. So I read this before, and also when I read this, I thought they always do this. They mix in separate stories that don't really have anything to do with each other in order to confuse the reader about the details that they're reading. And so there are two stories that are going to intertwine here. There were two shootings that day, but they were not, I don't believe they were connected. Okay, so the deputy in a recorded brawl on Cabazon Court, Megan Forsberg, was also hospitalized, but she wasn't struck by gunfire. She was was expected to make a full recovery, officials said. Forsberg was responding to a home around 8:30 a.m. after a woman called law enforcement, repeatedly saying, "My God, oh my God," followed with, "Send the police." When authorities spoke with the woman again a few minutes later, she told them she wanted her son removed from the house, but then she told them to hold on and stopped communicating with the dispatcher, Sergeant Jeff Allison said. Officials said Forsberg found 21-year-old Ari Young outside the home, and he became combative with her, as you saw in the video. So, cell phone video shot from within a home of Cabazon Court showed a man, later identified as Young, slugging Forsberg in the head. As Young forced Forsberg to the ground, a female bystander could be seen nearby. Young struggled with the deputy on the ground and managed to discharge one bullet before taking control of the weapon. He then stood up with the gun in his hands, took aim, and fired at the deputy, as you saw in the footage. The shot was fired just as additional deputies arrived on scene, and Young walked towards them with his hands up. Young walked behind a tree that blocked the camera's view, and deputies could be heard ordering him to drop the gun before opening fire. Sheriff officials said Young refused to drop the weapon. There's a point right there. Why would you not, why would you still, why would you still have the weapon in your hand, right? And two, why would you refuse to drop the weapon? It's like he's looking for provocation. There's something there. The average person doesn't do that. Roughly a dozen shots were heard before the video cut off. Officials did not immediately say how many times Young was shot, but they said his wounds were not considered life-threatening. The second shooting occurred about an hour later after deputies were called to the 1500 block of Heatherdale Road around 9:30 a.m. Firefighters who responded to a 62... Yeah, okay, so this is the other story, right? So the second shooting, yada, yada, yada. A 62-year-old man was threatening to harm himself, and he had requested assistance from the sheriff's department, according to Allison. It's unclear what led up to the deputies' use of lethal force in that shooting. See, so they used lethal force in the second shooting, but both incidents were subject of ongoing investigations late Wednesday afternoon. What does that have to do with what this story is actually about? Was one story not enough? Could you not break that into two stories? It really makes no sense to me, and I do not know why they do that sort of thing. Is it to make the reader believe that the young man who was shot by the police was actually killed? Because it clearly says that they do not believe his injuries were life-threatening. Because when you watch this video, that we'll go back and we'll watch it again because it's pretty compelling now that you've just heard the story. If you just saw this video and then I told you that he was shot and killed, there's no reason I don't think that you would not believe me. So So, yeah, that's pretty messed up, if I do say so myself. And we'll see what people are saying about it in the comments. I think there might be some comments down here. No, over here on Facebook. Wrong one again. There probably aren't many comments over here. When I was reading things before, it was mixed reviews. I'm not sure how people feel now, but this is a clear sign of a young man who has anger issues or some clear sign of emotional distress and is taking it out on authority figures, whether that be his mother, whether that be the police. And in the end, these are the types of things that get young black men in particular killed. There are different reasons. We can get into the reasons around why there are statistic averages or blah blah blah, whatever you want to get into, guys. But it doesn't matter. In the end, it's still a problem in society that we all need to deal with, because it's going to affect you in one way or another. That police officer could have been your cousin, could have been your wife, could have been your sister. This young man could have been your brother, could have been your son, could have been your husband. It could be anybody. You really do not know where these types of things or when these types of things are going to happen, or to who. We really do need to promote a healthy and balanced society, and we're moving away from being able to have reasonable discussions with each other. And through the media, there's a promotion of violence that is becoming more and more prevalent, that makes this type of situation almost seem justified. There will be many people who feel as though this young man is justified. There are black racists out there who will feel as though this man's justified because the woman was a white police officer, and therefore she must have had some sort of internal racism that was leading her to cause a fight. We didn't see how the fight broke out. We don't know if she started it. We don't know what happened. But what we do know is it's a young woman officer fighting with a young man, and he took her gun and shot at her more than once. That's unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. So I guess that's pretty much all it's going to be for this story, but I'll be back on here later on today. We're going to be having some chill streams and getting away from all this seriousness, talking about some other news that's been happening this week. Right, guys? So if you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe. If not, doesn't matter. Just keep an eye out. I'll be around. I'll be on YouTube. I'm here every day. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. And let's get into it. If you forgot, my name's Elder. It's the Open Debate. Be your own hero, kids.